Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's YunKs. Today, I'll be showing you guys Genesis Chain. This is an auto rifle that you can get after defeating Axis, the final boss from Wrath of the Machine. Anyway, let's just quickly go over the perks on this thing. So we have Whirlwind's Curse. This weapon does bonus damage against Fallen and bonus agility when this weapon is equipped. Alright, Linear Compensator is the sight I run. Moving on to Focus Fire. When zoomed, this weapon fires slower but causes additional damage. In the middle, we have Speed Reload, High Caliber Rounds, and Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy. So I run Hammer Forged for the Crucible. High Caliber Rounds is a very good choice as well. Moving on to Focus Firefly. While Focus Fire is active, precision kills cause the target to explode. Alright, very unique perk right there. Now before we get into it, I do want to mention this is a low rate of fire, high impact auto, very similar to the Suros regime. Anyway, let's take a look at the aesthetics. Alright, this is the SIVA version of the Suros ARI 41, pretty damn cool. Let's just get right into the gameplay. So, Genesis Chain versus the Ultra Knight for the DPS test. It took me 51 shots to put him down, having to reload once, that reload clocking in at about 2 seconds long, each headshot dealing 629 damage, and it took me 10.3 seconds to kill him. Alright, now before we get into PvP with Genesis Chain, let's just quickly go over the Focus Firefly perk in PvE. This perk is certainly going to be more beneficial here other than PvP. This is a very unique thing on auto rifles. I think this and Necrochasm are the only auto rifles with Firefly. If I'm missing any, go ahead and leave in the comments, guys. But Firefly totally tears through low tier enemies, and it's a ton of fun watching them all blow up. So this weapon will definitely be most effective against groups of low tier enemies. Just thought I would throw that in there. Anyway, we're moving right along into PvP. And Genesis Chain will deal 33 damage to the head and 26 damage to the body. Of course, this does depend on what range you're at. If you're too far away, you'll definitely not get these numbers. This is an auto rifle, and it is not meant for long range combat. I would say at a medium-ish distance, you will start to see a damage drop off on this thing. So it'll take 7 shots to put somebody down if all your shots are headshots, or it'll take 8 shots to put somebody down if all your shots are body shots. It could also take 6 headshots and 1 body shot to put your enemy down, or 5 headshots and 2 body shots. What is the time to kill with Genesis Chain? Well, let's say it takes 7 shots to kill your enemy. It'll take exactly 1 second. Not the greatest time to kill, that's for sure. You could get outgunned by many other primaries in the game. Of course, this does not necessarily make it a bad weapon. Of course, it's not the best weapon, but it's certainly not terrible. You could make great use out of it. It hits very, very hard. As long as you could hit and land your headshots consistently, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. You may have to play a bit more cautiously while using this auto rifle, obviously because of its slower time to kill, and you just got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware of what the enemy team is using for a primary. You got to be in the right ranges and right situations while using this thing. Try to outplay and outsmart your enemy, and you could definitely get some kills with it within the Crucible. I didn't have a problem whatsoever getting my footage. I actually had a lot of fun using Genesis Chain in PvP. It was probably one of the most satisfying auto rifles I've used in the Crucible, and that is because of the Focus Firefly perk. After getting a headshot kill on an enemy and just watching them explode is just so aesthetically pleasing, very nice to look at, and like I said, very, very satisfying. Now, did the unique perk Focus Firefly actually come into play damage-wise in the Crucible? Well, probably like once or twice while I was getting my footage, not very often. That's why I say it's definitely more beneficial for PvE, and when it actually did come into play in PvP, it didn't do too much damage, nothing too significant, nothing too game-changing here, but still very beautiful to look at. Anyway, go ahead, leave in the comments, guys, did you beat Axis yet? And if you did you get a Genesis Chain out of it? If you did, let me know what you think of it. Overall, I had a great time using this auto rifle in the Crucible. I didn't have a problem whatsoever getting my footage. I found myself getting some nice little kill streaks while using Genesis Chain. Now, despite its slow time to kill, you could always make a weapon work, depending on how you play with it, of course. Whether it's in the meta or not, whether it has a slow time to kill or not, you can make that weapon work. It may be more of a challenge, and I am always down for a challenge. Like I said, I just had a great time using this auto auto rifle in the Crucible, and I think it's a pretty decent auto rifle for PvE too, mainly because of that focus firefly perk. Anyway, that's pretty much gonna wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video, and go ahead and leave a sub if you haven't already if you want to see more weapon reviews similar to this one. I'm always covering weapons here in Destiny. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time.